Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I've been to the Dollar Tree and I made quite a haul. This is one of the biggest amounts of things I've ever purchased at the Dollar Tree. When I first went in, I had an idea of a few things I wanted to pick up and look for, but then I noticed they had taken down the everything is a dollar signs. And the clerk said, we expected when we came in this morning that everything would be $1.25, but it isn't, it's still $1. And I thought, this is definitely last call at this Dollar Tree, and everything now is going to be 25 cents more tomorrow or the next day. And so I just went ahead and got everything I thought that I could actually add to my stockpile, things that I could use that would be useful. I didn't just grab things because they were $1. I bought things that I could put in my stockpile that were $1. There's a difference. Don't just buy things because they're inexpensive. Buy things that you know you want, you could use, and that you know how you would use them. You also need to have some idea where you're going to put your things away. That's becoming a problem for me. Everything is pretty much reaching the maximum capacity, and I may have to start rearranging a few things. So let me show you. I'll start with the things I bought that were the food items. When I was looking through the food, I was choosing foods that could last for 2 to 5 years in the pantry and foods that could last longer. And so because they still had beans and rice, it's always a good idea to pick up a bag of beans and rice if you see them. They're not going to spoil. They're going to be food security that you can put away for your family for a long time. So I bought a bag of pinto beans, a bag of white beans, a bag of black beans, and a 2-pound bag of rice. They also had kidney beans, but I didn't buy those. The one thing about kidney beans is you have to soak them and rinse them and then add more water. All the other kind of beans are fine to just add water and start cooking, and you don't have to soak and remove the water and start over. Kidney beans naturally have some sort of a toxin, and so I don't stockpile as many of those as other beans because you have to make sure that you do extra steps when you're cooking kidney beans to make sure that you get rid of that toxin. One food I did buy that I'm going to be using sooner are tortillas, but these have a 3-month sell-by date on them, and so they're going to last pretty well. Add a can of refried beans, some cheese and salsa. You can easily make some bean burritos, and there's lots of ways that you can use tortillas. When it came to sauces and dressings, I bought a yellow mustard, a spicy brown mustard, some A1 steak sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and a big bottle of Italian dressing. They still had the small bottles of Italian dressing that I've been looking for, and every single one of them was expired in December. So they're not getting rid of the food that has been languishing on the shelves and is not being replaced. So be extra certain that you're reading the dates when you're choosing the foods. Some of it is just already old and nobody's been buying it, and so it's still there. You want to be buying new, fresh food that's going to last for several years in your pantry, and you can't get that by buying food that's already past its expiration date. That food may still be fine to eat, but it's not something that you should be putting away. I bought a jar of grape jelly and strawberry preserves. They're going to be a great addition to my Prepper Pantry long-term food storage stockpile. They had Chef Boyardee, so I picked up a mini ravioli. They also had spaghetti and meatballs, but nobody in my family really likes that, and we're willing to eat this one. I bought 2 cans of Green Giant green beans. I got 2 cans of the Green Giant corn. I got one that's kernel corn and one that's creamed corn. And then 2 cans of the whole potatoes. They also had sliced potatoes. It's interesting, you can buy a selection of vegetables, but they never have the mixed vegetable medleys. I've never seen them at the Dollar Tree, and you can find those at other stores. It's just an interesting observation that I've never seen that. They had a few cans of the white meat turkey, so I bought those. They had very few of these, and the only other canned meats they had were tuna, sardines, mackerel, and Vienna sausages, and we don't really care much for those, so we do like the turkey, so that's what I bought. I bought 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese and realized that the macaroni will last indefinitely. It's the cheese sauce pouches that will go bad and will expire, but if you're thinking that it's too far expired, check the sauce pack, and if that's no good, throw it out, but don't throw away the noodles because they can last in an airtight container for many years. I like to take these out of the box. I put them into a small Ziploc bag, and then I can store both of these in an empty canning jar, and they'll be airtight and they'll keep for very many years that way. Foods in the box aren't going to last very long. For one thing, there's air getting in them constantly. They're ready for bugs to get into them, and if anything should leak, then these would be contaminated in your pantry. Dollar Tree had seasonings and spices, so I added some chopped chives, some parsley flakes, onion powder, and chopped onion. I wanted to also get some garlic, but they didn't have any available. Talk about shrinkflation. The vinegar is shrinking to 23 ounces. They only had the apple cider vinegar in this size, but I found a few of the white vinegar on the shelf, and all of the rest of them were the smaller bottles. So I quickly grabbed a few of those to add to my pantry. Vinegar lasts forever, and it's very useful not only for using in your cooking, but it's good for cleaning and all kinds of things that you can do with white vinegar. I'll put a link to a video I made of uses for white vinegar in case you're interested in that information. I bought 20 ounces of spaghetti for $1, and I'm going to break these in half and store them in a clean canning jar and put on the lid, and they're going to last indefinitely. Dollar Tree also had the potato gnocchi, and these are really fun and nice to cook. I'll put a link to a video on how to cook with these if you're not familiar with them, but look for the potato gnocchi. They don't last as long as, say, pasta. They're going to last shorter term, or like the tortillas, for maybe up to a year. So keep that in mind if you buy some of these. They also had some Knorr pasta side. I bought the cheddar broccoli, and one of the things that I have in my dehydrated vegetables is broccoli, and you can toss some of those in with these when you first begin to cook them, and they'll rehydrate right along with the rest of your package. I also bought a package of the Alfredo. These are so easy to add to your food storage because they come in a nice Mylar type package, and you can put bunches of these away and they last for several years, and they're only $1 each, and they're simple. Some of them you can just add water, a little oil, maybe some butter. If you're buying varieties of foods that include milk, make sure that you have some in your prepper pantry some way, whether it's powdered milk, the shelf-stable Gosner milk, or even a can of evaporated milk. You want to be able to cook these foods because you have all of the ingredients with them. That's what I bought at the Dollar Tree for food. Now let me show you what I bought for health and first aid. Teddy sneaked in here. He wants to see what I bought for health and personal care. First, I found wound care kits. This is something I've never seen before, and it is an all-in-one solution good for large wounds. It has gauze pads for cleaning and cushioning, rolled gauze to wrap securely, and tape to hold the dressing in place. You can see all of the items included on the package side, and that is a lot of first aid supplies for only $1. And because you got a lot of variety for, say, a large wound, which is hard to find the big pads if you really had a serious injury or surgery or something. So I thought these would be a nice addition, and I went ahead and picked up 3 of them. I bought another bottle of hydrogen peroxide. I recently had one that had sprung a leak. It had a hole in it, and it wasn't useful anymore. And so you want to make sure that you're checking your first aid supplies. You don't want to find that your things like hydrogen peroxide, which can lose its potency, you don't want to go to your emergency supplies, your first aid supplies, and find out that it's all expired and it isn't any good anymore. Make sure that you're rotating some of these items that just don't last forever. I bought a bottle of aspirin, and I bought 2 more bottles of the cough syrup, and then 2 more of the deodorant sticks. I bought a bag of cotton balls and 4 packages of the cotton rounds. If you're not familiar with cotton rounds, these are nice for cleaning your wounds or taking off eye makeup because they don't leave fibers behind like you get with a cotton ball. So I like to use these for a lot of things. Dollar Tree also had sunglasses for $1, so I picked up a few pairs. It wouldn't be prepping if you didn't think of your pet. I got a new toy for Teddy. He ripped one up the other day, so he needs a new one, and he loves the squeaky ones. I also got him 2 kinds of treats. I found Canine Carryout's Taco Minis, and he loves these Purina Dental Care. And these are good. They can chew on them and helps keep their teeth clean, and he really enjoys these. Let's see if he likes the Taco Minis. Teddy, want to try a Taco Mini? Come here, Teddy. Teddy. They actually smell pretty good and they look like a little taco. Want to try a Taco Mini? You like that? Okay. Go have your Taco Mini. Make sure if you have pets, you're getting the items that they would need as well. For tools, I bought an extra pair of pliers and a rubber mallet for only $1. These are fantastic for hammering the lids onto your buckets, especially if you have the gamma lids. You remove the center spinning part and you put the rim on the bucket and you can pound it on with the rubber mallet and then put the screw part into the hole, because those can be difficult to put on. So a rubber mallet is great for putting your lids on your buckets. They had 1 bottle of the 70% alcohol. That's all going back to they had all the 50% again. This is the one you're really going to need if you need to make your own hand sanitizer. This can also work as fuel if you want to use it into a little emergency stove. I bought hand sanitizer. This is also good for fire starters. So remember that your items can have multiple uses. I hadn't seen the Dawn dish soap in a long time and they had it for $1 again, so I picked up an extra one. This is my favorite rope from Dollar Tree, and I bought this many times. It's very sturdy and it's nice to have a few extra cords in case you want to tie things up. I did a review recently on these little clip-on book lights, and they're bright, they're long-lasting. I gave one of these to my little grandson to use when he was here visiting me, and he kept it on all week. And I thought he took it home with him because I didn't find it after he left. And a week later, I found that it had been dropped behind the nightstand, and there it was still on. This worked for 2 weeks. It was still burning. It was on constantly. So that's a fantastic little light for $1. And that's the first time I've seen them again, because then I thought I want to get extras of those, but then I didn't see them at all. So here they were. So I bought 2. The battery is already included. The LED lanterns, I did a review on these a few years ago and they're fantastic, and then I never saw them again, and there they were. They had them in several colors, I think red, blue, and the black, but I like the black, and so I bought 4 of them because they're excellent little lanterns. Then they also had 8 packs of the AA batteries that I've only been able to find the 6 packs lately, and I started to get the 6 packs, and then right at the check stand they had like last call on the 8 packs, and so I bought these instead. I was glad that I found them. It's always better to get more batteries, and I've had good luck with the Dollar Tree batteries, and at 8 for $1 you're certainly getting your money's worth. A new item I've never seen before are these little screw-on lids that go onto a canning jar, and then they have a handle so you could use them as a light and hang them up. You could put one of the battery votives in it, you could put an actual candle in it, and then you can hang it up out of the way so you don't have to worry about, say, pets or small children knocking it over. It's an option to have light in an emergency. I suppose they would also be cute if you wanted to put them around in your garden if you were having a picnic. They might also be nice if you wanted to fill them with, say, potpourri and hang them around so that they help freshen the air in your home. So those are the things that I bought at the Dollar Tree. I just got under the wire of last chance to buy things for $1, So I tried to make the best of it and get a nice variety to add to my prepper pantry, my prepping supplies, and all of my stockpile. Leave a comment below of the best things that you've found lately at the Dollar Tree, whether it was $1 or $1.25. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.